Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Gameday Gameplay. I'm your host, Sean Colangelo, joined as always by the man I am starting to envy a little bit less, but still, the most in the wintertime, Todd from Florida. How's it going, bro?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
Not bad. I guess by the time this posts, it'll be April, and spring can't be too far away, right? So,
You would think.
you would think anyway, but here in Pittsburgh, it'll probably snow in mid-April or something, so we'll see. But
More than likely.
um, so obviously we're down to the wire here with the March Madness. Um,
Yeah.
we were just talking before we came on. It looks like what exactly were they called? Loyola.
Loyola Chicago.
Yes, their epic
Yeah.
run came to an end finally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
They finally won their match in Michigan. Which nothing to be ashamed of. Michigan's a great team. As a matter of fact, in my bracket, I had them in the Final Four. Anyway, I had them losing this game to Tennessee if Tennessee had made it. But um, yeah, they were a 3 seed, but they definitely played better than a 3 seed, and can't really fault Loyola for going down at this point. So
Yeah, what were they? A 14 seed?
11.
Oh,
11.
an 11. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty
Still,
crazy,
still
yeah.
crazy to see an 11 seed in the Final Four.
Yeah. Um and just before I hit the record button, last I looked, Villanova was up by like 20 on Kansas with like 10 minutes left.
Yeah,
So, safe to say
yeah.
they're going to go back to
Pretty
the
sure we did picks last week in this, and I'm pretty sure that I picked Michigan and Villanova um,
nice.
when we
Nice.
did them. I still think Villanova's gonna win it all. Their offense is too potent. I don't see anybody stopping them at this point in the tournament.
Well, that'll make my sister happy. That's actually where she went to college. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so my my parents are also kind of like
What,
fans
Villanova fans?
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
just because that's where she went, so whatever.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what my dad was doing when they played uh
WVU.
yeah, when they played the Mountaineers. He's probably having a mental breakdown. But at any rate, yeah, it's looking like it will be Nova and Michigan. So,
Yeah, that'll be a good matchup. I do think Nova will take that. Like I said, their offense is ridiculous. They have basically 6 guys out of 10 in the rotation that can hit a three pretty much whenever they want. Um, really hard to defend against. Mountaineers found that out. Kansas is finding that out right now. Michigan's probably gonna find it out. Um, so I think though, but didn't they win it in 2016? Not too long ago, like just in the last year or two.
yeah, they won it not last year. I
Last
think
year,
the
the year
year.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who won it last year? I don't even remember. I don't know why.
And
I
let's
can't even put my finger on it. We do have space phones. We could just Google this, but um,
Yeah, I'll Google it real quick, but I want to say it was Kansas, but I might be wrong about that. But
I don't know. Um,
but I mean, it was kind of a weird year. There was a lot of 1 and 2 seeds that fell early. A lot of brackets got busted.
yeah.
Gonzaga won it last year, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Or no, UNC won it. Gonzaga was in the final with UNC, and UNC won it. So North Carolina went last year.
Okay.
Um, but
Oh man.
it was a crazy year. But outside of Loyola making the Final Four, I had the other 3 picks in the Final Four right. So that kind of tells you that teams that made it should have made it outside of that one part of the bracket there. So
Right. Well, next week, I guess we will discuss
wow,
the winner. So, um,
yes we will.
all right. So I don't know. obviously, we are in the opening of baseball season. I don't know if you want to go into that now or save that for later.
I'll save that for later. With it just now opening,
Okay,
I
so
I don't really have much other than maybe scores from the opening day, and I just don't want to sit here and run down scores. So
gotcha. All right, well, whatever you want to go into, then go ahead.
I'll start with the NFL because the other two, like you said, we're coming down the wire with the playoffs, and I don't have a ton of news for the NFL. The only real big things that have happened the last week, Ndamukong Suh finally signed. He went to the Rams, which is
Oh,
where
okay.
he was kind of rumored to be going. That's a scary prospect because you've now got Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald on that defensive front, and
Yeah,
that's pretty intimidating if you're an opposing quarterback.
for sure.
You don't want to see both of those guys running through you. Sue, he's kind of fallen off since he left the Lions. He wasn't really what he was supposed to be with Detroit. He wasn't bad, but he didn't live up to the contract. But let's see how that goes if he's not getting double covered on the line. If people have to worry about Donald too, I'm sure that's going to open up some space for him.
Yeah.
Um, the only other thing I wanted to report on, I don't know if you saw anything about this, but supposedly the Giants are actually fielding trade calls for Odell Beckham Jr.
I did hear about that. At this point, Le'Veon Bell might not be too far behind him. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I know he's going through another contract dispute.
Well, now he wants more. So at first, I think he was asking for 14.5. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh offered him, I think it was 3.3. He said no. And then he was like threatening to like pretty much sit out like most of the season and whatnot. And now he is asking them to match what Antonio Brown makes, which is like 17 something. So
Jeez.
it's pretty clearly like an ego thing, you know. It's just he wants to make what AB makes because he thinks he's just as important and just as good and yada yada. So um, they
Now listen, Bell's a top five running back in the league. There's no doubt about it. But the problem with running backs is the way the league is structured nowadays. The running back, even a top five running back, isn't as valuable as a guy like Brown.
no,
It's just
dude. Look at the Patriots. I mean,
yeah,
look
Dion
at
Lewis, like
yeah, they've won so many Super Bowls
or
and like
Philly had like Garrett Blunt and Jay Ajayi, which Ajayi is a good running back, but he's not like a top 10 guy. You know what I mean? Um, you
yeah,
don't you don't need, especially when you have a kind of a pass first structured team with the Pittsburgh with the Steelers do. Now, I do think they should try to keep Bell because obviously Ben's not going to play forever, and that's going to end up leading them having to bring in a quarterback that probably isn't ready, which means they're going to have to be a kind of a run first team. So having a guy like Bell will help for that, but um, if he's giving you the runs this early with the contracts, I don't know. I don't know, man.
no, I don't know. I think there's so much chaos with the Steelers that it's not manageable. I think you can have one or two players like AB that you know cause a lot of trouble sometimes, and you can put up with it because of how talented they are. But the Steelers have so much of that. I mean, they have AB, they have Martavis, and they have Bell. Um,
Well,
Smith,
Martavis needs to stop because Martavis hasn't done anything to give himself that.
no. Uh,
I mean, at least Bell and Brown can back it up when it comes down to playing on the field. Bryant really
yeah.
can't. Like,
Yeah, I just think Bell is quickly becoming more trouble than he's probably worth. I mean, look at like again, like if that's AB, that's different because of how important passing is because it's such a passing league
exactly,
now.
exactly.
I think you put up with it with its AB, which they do. With Bell,
Hmm.
no. I mean,
Yeah,
the freaking Patriots have probably won a Super Bowl with a different halfback every year.
yeah. I don't think they carried same halfback through any of their
I mean,
seasons.
it
Like crazy.
it doesn't matter.
I
But
mean, an elite halfback can take a team that needs that route over, but if you've already got an offense that's good enough without it, you don't have to have that elite. Like
Yeah.
look at the Cowboys with Elliott. Obviously, once Elliott went down, they were nowhere near the same team. So he
Right.
kind of took them, but that's because they were structured to be a run first, kind of ground and pound team. They're not air the ball out type of team. That's why who's the running back for Green Bay? No one knows because Rodgers is going to throw the ball 40 times a game. Same thing with New England. Same thing with really Philly with Carson Wentz now. I mean they got some decent running backs in Philly, but um,
Yeah,
the
I
league
mean,
is just it's going straight to a pass league. Running backs they're a commodity that if you have one, it's a good thing, but it's not worth breaking the team over.
yeah. Um, but anyway, I assume, from what I've heard, it's kind of a similar situation with OBJ.
Yeah, he wants out of his rookie contract that he's still on. He's refusing to take the field unless they restructure his contract so that he gets paid, what he's worth. Which in Beckham's case, I kind of get it. Um, I know everyone paid him out to be a prima donna, but he's a top five wide receiver in the league without a doubt. I mean, I think the only guys that maybe have a case of being better than him are Brown and Jones and Julio Jones. That's it.
Yeah.
Um, the dude he's unreal at the position, and the Giants were garbage without him. Like absolute garbage without him. He played 4 games this year. They won 3 of them when he was in. They didn't win a single game without him. None.
Wow.
That tells
Well,
you all
then,
you
yeah.
need to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah,
I
it's.
now whether or not they actually are going to trade him, this might just be a play to try to get him to not, hold out for the contract. Say, oh well, you want a new contract, we'll just trade you. One of the, like a power move kind of thing. I really don't think they'll trade him unless they get some kind of crazy offer. I'm talking like, 2 first round picks this year, like crazy offer in the draft, and I don't
Mm,
see anyone really giving that up for
yeah.
Odell.
Yeah. Yeah, they're somewhat similar situations. Only, I mean, when it comes to Bell, you can like understand why he might be frustrated with the franchise tag, because that is kind of BS.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's like, dude, they gave you a good offer. I mean, 13-3 for a running back. I mean,
yeah,
come on, man.
yeah,
And now it's like that's not good enough. Now I want even more. I mean, at this point, you're just being a d-bag.
yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, I hear you. And there's really no doubt in in my opinion, that Odell is far more valuable to the Giants than Bell is to the Steelers in
yes,
terms of
without a doubt.
team performance. No doubt. So I kind of see where Beckham's coming from. I know he has a bad rep, and some of it's his own fault. He is kind of hot tempered and everything like that, but I really don't think he's ever done anything that's that insane other than maybe a scuffle with Norman in the Carolina games back in the day. Um, I don't see anything that he's done other than a young guy that's really into the game and you know taking out some emotion on the sideline.
Yeah. Well, it will. It'll be very very intriguing to see how each of those situations play out.
It will. It will. The Rams are supposedly one of the teams that are trying to make a trade for Odell. So if the Rams can do that on top of signing Sue and a couple of the other moves they made in the offseason, I think they got Akeem Talib from the Broncos. They're really making a push to turn around the team. So if they can get Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, and bring in Odell Beckham, that's that's scary. Supposedly the Browns, Jarvis Landry's trying to talk Odell into coming to the Browns too, but I can't see that happening. I mean, they're already stacked at wide receiver as it is with Landry and Gordon. I don't think Beckham's going to come there and share touches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah,
If I'm the you know if I'm the Giants, I probably, for the most part, probably give OBJ what he wants. You know
Yeah,
what?
I mean, they really
What?
don't have any other star players they're gonna have to pay to
No,
replace them.
within reason, obviously. And if
Yeah,
I'm the Steelers, I tell Le'Veon to take a hike.
yeah,
Uh,
I wouldn't blame you for that.
but anyway, let's go ahead and move on if that's all you had.
Yeah, that's all I've got. You want to move on to the hardwood?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So coming down the wire in both NBA and NHL. So this is really getting down to who's going to make the playoffs or anything like that. But before we start talking about that, they announced the 2018 Hall of Fame class. The two names that stuck out to me the most were Steve Nash and Jason Kidd. Um, those are obviously guys
Steve
that have been around.
Nash.
Yeah, Steve
Dude,
Nash.
I love
I
Steve Nash. He was
I've
awesome.
always loved Steve Nash because he was like, I was always like a shorter guy growing
Yeah.
up. Wasn't really tall. I think we both kind of were in the same situation. And Steve Nash is like freaking like 5'6" out there, like
Yeah,
the NBA point guard playing at the time.
you might be taller than me now. I'm only 5'8" still. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
not a
got up
tall
to
person.
just under 5'10". So
Okay. Yeah, dude, well, because I used to play basketball,
mhm.
like in high school and stuff. And like I was just this real tiny kid, and I also played point guard. So I actually used to have a really big poster of him back in the day in my room as a kid. Uh,
Mhm.
Loved Steve Nash. He was so
Yeah.
good.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing. And he definitely deserves the Hall of Fame recognition there,
Yeah.
without a doubt. I mean, there's no way he didn't.
It's a shame he never did win, right? But
Yeah, I don't think he ever won a championship. He played. Did he play all of his years in Phoenix?
I think he did.
I'm pretty sure he did. And Phoenix really never built that much of a team around him, to be honest. He had a couple runs where he got close, I think, but
Yeah.
I don't believe he ever won a championship. Um, but it is what it is. I just wanted to throw those out. Those are two big guys that really aren't that old, news either. We both probably, I mean, I've seen both of them play in my lifetime, Nash and Kidd. So, um,
Oh, really?
and I don't have that many years behind me. Yeah, yeah. I think so. When did Jason Kidd play?
Oh, I thought you
I
meant
don't think it was that long ago.
like in person. I'm sorry.
No, not in person. Like actually,
Okay.
just watch them growing up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I watched Kid play. I watched him play back in the day. I watched Nash play
Yeah. Oh,
back
yeah.
in the day. All of them. So it's cool to see. It's a good Hall of Fame class, like I said. But Steve Nash always kind of stood out to me the same reason as you, being a shorter guy that used to like to play basketball. He was he was definitely not a typical guy in the league for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and while we're talking about Hall of Fame record kind of stuff, LeBron has passed Jordan's record for most consecutive double-digit scoring games, meaning scoring 10 points or more. He scored it. He hit 867 straight games with at least 10
Oh
points or
my
more.
God.
Yeah.
Now is
Jordan's
that
record was obviously 866. So
now is that games that he's played in or like
yeah, that's games that he's played in.
okay.
I mean, it doesn't count if you miss a game for injury or anything like that. That's
Gotcha.
just straight games that you played in, kind of thing. It's kind of like
Holy
the Hall
hell.
situation earlier this year, where um, he had like I think he had points in 25 straight games he played, but he missed like 3 games in the middle of that, so it wasn't an official consecutive point streak kind of thing.
Okay. Huh. Wow. That's
But,
nuts.
but yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Not really that surprising because I mean it's not hard for a guy like LeBron to score 10 in a night. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean that's
He's gonna take 20, 30 shots. He's only gonna sink 5 of them from to 10, but still, it's a record that stood for a while with Jordan. So and he's finally broken it. Um, Looking at some playoff implications, the Rockets have officially clinched the number one seed in the West. They're gonna have home advantage all the way through until I don't even think the East can pass them. I think they'll have it all the way through the finals, even if they get there. So um, I think they're number one no matter what. Joel Embiid, who is center for Philly, he is out with a orbital bone fracture. Um,
oh, that sounds fun.
yeah, he got smacked in the face by his teammate while they both went up for a rebound, I believe, and yeah, fractured his eye bone. This is bad timing for that because he is probably Philly's best player. Well, not probably. He is their best player, and they were fourth in the Eastern Conference and have the playoffs clinched, but they're going to be going into it without Embiid. He could make a comeback sometime in the first round. Obviously, he'll be playing with a mask if he comes back, but he could make a comeback still. But if he isn't able to come back, that's really going to hurt Philly's chances of getting out of the first round of the playoffs for sure.
Yeah. Um, he'll be out there with the old Richard Hamilton.
Uh-huh. Yep. But and now if we look at the standings, we got some more clinched teams. The East is starting to really get decided. Five teams in the East clinched. Toronto's still first. Boston's right behind them in second. Cleveland is third. Philly is fourth, like I said, and Indiana's fifth. They've all five clinched playoff spots. Coming in with the last three spots right now are Washington, Miami, and Milwaukee. And Milwaukee has a 5-game lead over Detroit for the last spot. No, I really don't think they're going to end up taking it. Milwaukee would have to lose out, and Detroit would have to win out in order to pass that up, and I just don't see it happening.
Right. Yeah, probably not.
Over in the West, Houston, like I said, has clinched first in the West. I think they've clinched first in the league too. They're 62 and 14, so that's a heck of a record. Golden State is the only other team that's clinched so far, 54 and 21. And then coming in third, you have Portland, San Antonio, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Utah, and New Orleans. Um, LA and Denver are still kind of hanging around as teams that could make it. So there could be some fights for that 7th, 8th spot down the last week or so games here. But it's really just going to come down to the wire in the West to see who's in and out. But for the most part, the top 5 should be safe at this point, I think.
The Wild West, Todd.
Yeah, it
The
is what it
Wild
is.
Wild West.
But usually the West is the conference to beat in basketball. But outside of the top 2 teams with Minnesota, Houston, and Golden State, there really isn't that much going on in the West this year. I mean, Portland's playing pretty good ball right now, but they're not like world beaters. San Antonio's not playing anywhere near as good as they normally do because they're usually one of those teams. Same with Oklahoma City, so it's pretty odd year in that I think that outside of Houston and Golden State, the top 4 teams are probably in the East after that.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how conferences can kind of take over in like in each sport really. It seems like power will shift every couple of years one way or the other.
Yeah,
It's weird, but it does always kind of seem to just kind of happen that way. But
yeah, yeah, it does. Um, there for a while in the NHL, the Western Conference was really perceived as being the stronger conference.
yeah,
I
it
don't know if that's
absolutely
the
was.
case this year.
No,
I mean,
it's
there's
not
a
at all.
lot of good teams in the East this year. With, I mean, as crazy as it is, I thought that the Metro was going to be the best division in the hockey this year. The Atlantic's a weird division because you got probably 3 of the best teams in the league right there at the top with Tampa, Boston, and Toronto, and then another pretty good team in Florida, and then the other 4 teams are complete bottom feeders in the Atlantic. So it's kind of a huge gap between the top 4 and the bottom 4 in the Atlantic in terms of
Yeah.
talent and where they're at in the league.
Well, speaking of, we
Whereas
can.
the Metro is right there all the way through. But
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say we can consider that our segue into the NHL if you'd like.
yeah,
Um,
for sure, that's what I was going to do
um,
there. But
well, here's the thing, though. It depends on how you look at it. I mean, yeah, within the Metro, the teams are all kind of not quite as good as they were last season, but that might be because they all play each other so much.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I do think that is probably part of it, because I think I mean, the NHL is known for probably having the most parity out of any league, and within the Metro, probably has the most parity within that parity. Um, so that's probably part of it as well. But yeah, I mean, it's like Washington obviously lost a lot, in the off season. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that they have been as successful as they have this season. I did not think they would be in first place pretty much all year. Um,
No, I think that's more due to some teams that I thought were going to play better this year, especially the Penguins and the Jackets not playing as well as they could have. So I think that Washington struggled this year somewhat, but the teams behind them also kind of did.
yeah, well, that's what I was
So
gonna say
it's
next.
kind of
I mean, you have the Pens. I mean, not super shocking that they've had kind of an average year coming off of two cups. I mean, I didn't think they were going to
mm,
exactly light the world on fire.
no, no. They
Columbus,
really rarely do in the regular season anyway.
yeah, Columbus, they've been hot lately at the right time, but prior to that, very, they were a very puzzling team because we all thought, with the acquisition of Panarin and whatnot, that they were going to be like, probably potentially even the team to beat in the Metro, and it at least up until
Hasn't worked out that way,
recently
has it?
hasn't seemed that way. And
Yeah,
they are, Philadelphia has been. I mean, they've been so up and down all season. It's like they'll win 10 in a row, then they'll lose 10 in a row. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
you
Philly's
don't know
got
what you're
talent,
getting.
but if it weren't for overtime losses, Philly wouldn't even be even in a conversation right now. I mean,
Yeah,
they're 39-39 if you don't count overtime losses. So
right. And then
definitely wouldn't
obviously
be.
the surprise has been Jersey. I mean, they've been way better than I think anybody thought they would be. Um,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
whoever gets them in the first round is going to have a series on their hands. I don't necessarily think that they will win, but they're not going to go down quietly though. So,
yeah.
but anyway,
Goaltending will be the issue with that series for Jersey. Um, they're
yeah,
kind of building like a Toronto style offense there. Really fast, young offense.
right.
Um,
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of speed, like
yeah,
you know, fairly deep. You know, not like a lot of superstars, but just like 3 or 4 really solid lines that can all score.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And I mean,
so
like I said, a lot of youth down the roster too. I mean, they've got Nico, they've got Brat, they've got Mojo's not that old. Taylor Hall's really not that old either when you think about it. Um,
dude, speaking of Johansson, is he gonna play in the playoffs or
he's
what?
still he's still struggling with concussion symptoms. Uh, he took contact in practice today, from what I read in the news. He hasn't played yet, but it's looking like he might come back right in time for the playoffs.
No, there you go. Nice.
But
Um,
but if we're gonna talk about injuries, that's a good segue into what I've got here. Colorado is not getting good news for a team that is really trying to make a push for the playoffs. They've just lost Varlamov for the rest of the season, and Eric Johnson is going to be out at minimum 6 weeks. Varlamov has a lower body injury. Eric Johnson has a fractured patella.
damn. Yeah, that might be the last nail in their coffin, unfortunately.
Well, they do have Bernier. Bernier has played really good this season. I think he was pretty much splitting games with Varlamov anyway, but uh, it's never good to be out a goalie when it comes down to the playoffs. Because even if Bernier was going to get the starts, if he ends up crap in the bed, you don't have an option to switch to. Well,
Yeah.
you do, but it's not probably going to be a good one. Um, and then Johnson, Eric Johnson's never been really what they thought he was going to be when they drafted him, but he's still a solid top four guy. So um, it sucks to lose a top four defenseman at any point in the league, but especially this close to the playoffs like that. And we're a team that's right outside the wild card spot right now. They're tied with St. Louis, but St. Louis has one more game to play than them. So that could be in the end up what gets them out of the running for the playoffs, unfortunately.
Yeah, it'll be tough. Like you said, even if they get in, it'll be really hard. But
Yeah, yeah. But what else is going on around the league? I don't know if did you hear the story about this Scott Foster guy in Chicago yesterday?
no. Oh, yes, yeah. That was
The emergency goalie.
yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, dude's an accountant, plays for like a rec league in Chicago. I guess he'd been like an emergency goalie with them before, but has never even had to suit up. He had to suit up in this one because Forsberg got hurt in practice that morning. So Dalia was their starting goalie, who's their third string, and he was gonna obviously just ride the pine. But then Dalia ends up getting hurt late in the third. Mind you, Chicago's up 6-2 at this point, and it's I think only like 7 minutes left, 8 minutes left. But this guy ends up going in and having to make 7 saves. Didn't let a goal in. Made actually a really crazy save on Stasny late in the game. Really probably wouldn't have made a difference in the final score, but it was cool to watch. A guy that never played even anywhere near the NHL level before do something like that. So
Yeah, yeah, that was nuts. Um,
mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine that. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be for sure. And the only other bit of news I had, Nashville gets even better. They signed one of their prospects to an entry level contract so he can play with them in the playoffs. Eli Tolvanen. I don't know if you heard about him. He is a really good Swedish, I think, prospect. I think he was playing in the Swedish league. He had 36 points in 32 games over there as a 19-year-old, which is like Austin Matthew level production with it. So
Um,
if they needed to get any better, but
okay, I mean that's great, but like, is it a good idea to just throw that kind of your lineup to the playoffs?
I don't think I think he's a winger, not a center. And I mean, it's generally easier for wings. Like the wing is the easiest position to transition into from like outside the league in the NHL. You
Yeah,
don't have the defensive responsibilities of a center. You don't have to take face-offs. You obviously don't have the responsibilities of a defenseman, and then goalie is probably the toughest position to do it. But um, I'm pretty sure he's a winger, and I really don't think it would be that crazy of a stretch to throw him on like a second or third line in the playoffs and see how he does. If he doesn't work out, you can always just switch him out. But I don't
right.
think he's gonna burn a year of his entry level either because he's not gonna play in the regular season.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that would almost be the equivalent like of the Penguins just like, just like throwing in Sprong in the playoffs all of a sudden. Like, um,
Yeah, but if they even if the Penguins did that, I don't think it would really be that crazy for them because again, Sprong's the right wing, you know.
well, I don't think it would be crazy if it seemed like it was like really necessary. But I mean, like obviously, generally, you ideally want to have your lineup pretty set going into the playoffs and be like playing pretty good hockey, and if you can have pretty set lines, and you know what I mean. So I don't know.
I hear you. Um, I do think Nashville's weakest spot is on the wings, though. As deep
Yeah,
as they are in the center, I
absolutely.
don't think they really have a lot of scoring talent on their wings outside of really Forsberg and Arvidsson's about it.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of solid two-way guys, but they don't have a lot of like really good finishers.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
I think that has something to do with it. Is they're looking for a guy that can put the puck in the net to come in and play somewhere in their top nine kind of
yeah,
situation. So
I don't know. I mean, hey, I mean, obviously, if it works out for him, then great. But it just seems strange that you would throw in a kid for the playoffs. Uh, but I don't know.
yeah, it's not a usual move, but it could work, it could not work, but it's kind of low risk. I mean, if he's not working out, don't play him. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, it's not the same. So outside of that, let's talk about where the standings are falling because we've got most teams are down to their last 3 or 4 games. Um, I think all teams are down to the last 3 or 4 games except for St. Louis and Florida are the only teams that have 5 left in Boston. Um, but a couple teams have clinched since we last talked. We already talked about Boston and Tampa clinching. Toronto's now officially clinched too. So the top three in the Atlantic are set. Um, Boston and Tampa are going to jockey for position here down the stretch. Who's one and who's two? Toronto, I think, is locked in at three. I don't think they can pass either one of them. No, they can't. They only have 3 games left, and they're down 7 points on Tampa for second. So they're locked in at three. They're going to play whoever gets second there. Um, Over in the Metro, Washington has clinched. Pittsburgh helped them out with that yesterday by beating the Devils. That actually gave Washington the clinching spot in the playoffs. And then Pittsburgh, thanks to Florida losing to Boston today and us beating Montreal today, we have clinched a playoff spot as well.
Yep. In fact, if they beat the Capitals tomorrow, they will be within a point of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Caps do have a game in hand, though, so probably still won't win the division, but it's looking
No.
like they should at least get that second seed.
Yeah. Yeah, we should be able to hold on to that. We do have a 2 point lead on Columbus, and we play them head to head, so if we beat Columbus, that should pretty much all but seal it
Yeah.
in that game.
Or even just get a point out of that game.
Yeah. But Columbus is sitting at third right now, 94 points. They haven't officially clinched, but I really don't think they're really in that much of a danger of missing. Um,
Dude,
wild card spots.
I was gonna say real quick, freaking Columbus, they were they were out in Edmonton. They gave up 3 goals the first 10 minutes, and you're like, oh well, probably gonna lose this one. And then they rattle off 7 unanswered to beat the Oilers. And then last night they were down like 4-1 in Vancouver, and they end up um, forcing overtime to steal a point in that game. I'm like,
That was actually tonight.
oh, okay, tonight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
They
they
did
just
they did lose to Vancouver, but it wasn't overtime, so they still
right,
won.
right. They just will not die.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Um, Sitting behind them in the wild card spots right now, Philly is the first wild card with 92 points, and then New Jersey's right behind them with 91. The only team that I think mathematically can catch them is Florida. I think Carolina's eliminated at this point. Yeah, there's no way. They're 10 points back. So Florida's the only team that is trying to make a run. They do have 5 games left, but it's a pretty rough 5 games for them. They just got beat 5-1 by Boston today, and they have to play them 2 more times over the
Yeah,
last 5 games here. So,
that's a weird scheduling thing.
well, what happened? You remember earlier in the season they had
Oh,
a
yeah,
game
the makeup
canceled because
game.
of the
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. So that's why they ended up having to play them so much at the end there with that. But I mean, we had to play Montreal all 3 times in like a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't get it,
But
but
yeah, that's what's coming down to the East. Over in the West, Nashville's clinched. I think they have not clinched first place in the conference yet. Uh, Winnipeg is second with 106. Nashville has 111. Minnesota is actually sitting third in the Western Conference. They've quietly been having a pretty good year. I mean, have you really heard anything about the Wild at all?
uh, mostly just about how supposedly what is it, Eric Stahl, right? Is
Yeah.
having a really good year out there. That's really the only thing I've heard, for the most part.
Well, I'm about to blow your mind right now. Eric Stahl has 40 goals this year.
Jesus. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right? Who would have thought Eric Stahl, 40 goal scorer? But they're sitting at third. I really don't think they're in any danger of falling out of that either. They've got a 3 point lead on Anaheim with the same number of games in hand. So Vegas is the only team in the Pacific to clinch. They have 105 points. Sitting behind them in second is San Jose at 98, and then LA at 94. And then the wild cards are coming in with Anaheim at 93, St. Louis at 92, Excuse me. And then Colorado, like I said, is sitting at 92 as well, with one less game to play than St. Louis. So they're the only team I think that is in contention to fight. I guess Dallas could get up to 94, so if Anaheim, Colorado, and St. Louis all lose out, Dallas could get it, but it's probably not likely. So
No, very unlikely.
I don't know what happened to Dallas, dude. Dallas was not too long ago like third place in the conference or division, and then just completely fell off.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what they do. They usually just wait till the postseason to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe they just felt like doing it a little
I don't. I
early
just
this
don't
year.
get it, man. Because I look at Dallas's roster, and I think they should have a better team than they do. Now I know they've had injury problems with like Hansel being out, Spence has missed time, um, a lot of defensive injuries. Their goaltending hasn't been what they hoped to be when they got Bishop, um, which I probably could have told you that before they did it, but um, I still thought they would be a playoff team at least, but I guess not.
Yeah, well, hell, mm, like most people probably thought the Oilers would,
Oh,
you
for sure,
know, like
for
at
sure,
least make the Western Conference Final,
for sure, for
and
sure.
we see
I
what
don't
happened
think
to
anyone
them.
had
So,
Vegas making the playoffs either, though. So crazy things do happen. But
yeah,
this is what I just admit this is kind of like the second year in a row that I've thought Dallas has really underachieved based off the roster they have. So,
yeah, for sure.
but it's gonna be kind of a crazy year. Some pretty good teams are gonna miss the playoffs that usually don't. The Rangers are out; they're not making it. Chicago's out, obviously. Edmonton's out, like we said. Calgary, I thought Calgary would make it this year. They're out. Um, yeah, it's been kind of a weird year in the NHL. It always is. We say that every year, but um, that's why they play the games. Because if we just went by on paper teams, I don't think a lot of people's predictions at the beginning of the year would look like what they are now.
Yeah, yeah. There's pretty much always at least one or two teams that way overachieve and one or two teams that like way underachieve.
Yep. I think the overachievers this year are probably what would you say, like Jersey and Colorado, probably.
Well,
Maybe Winnipeg.
Winnipeg and I think Vegas.
Oh yeah, Vegas for
I
sure.
don't, I don't think anyone saw much of that coming
I
at all.
I know Winnipeg missed the playoffs last year, but I really think we're going to see Winnipeg start to be a perennial playoff team. They've got a hell of a roster up there, dude.
Yeah.
Um, especially their forwards. Their forwards are absolutely stacked. Um, I think at one point this year they were running line on their third line, dude. That's all you need to know about that. So
That's insane.
that's Pittsburgh level depth in your forwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just.
It's Winnipeg. It's all going to come down to how Hellebuck does, and he's been playing pretty good this year. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a pretty decent run here. I don't think they're going to get knocked out in the first round at least. So,
Nah. Yeah.
but yeah, that's pretty much all I got for the old hockey.
All right. Well, um, you may have guessed from a couple of the recent goals by Sidney Crosby. Baseball's back. Um,
Uh huh.
and yeah. Actually, the Pirates got rained out on opening day.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I did see that. They won 13-12, didn't they, in their opening game against Detroit?
I think they did. Yeah. Um, that just goes to show you how bad. Uh,
That's a pretty high scoring baseball game, isn't it?
yeah.
25 runs.
Yeah. Um, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, at any rate, I'll go ahead and let you take the reins on the MLB.
Well, like I said, I didn't really have a ton on the MLB because it was just opening day. Outside of just running down scores, I didn't really have any kind of big news or anything that happened in the MLB other than I think two games did get right out on opening day, like you said, the Pirates and I can't remember who the other one was. I know there was another one that had to get rescheduled, but Um, yeah, man. I didn't really even dig that deep into the MLB right now, just because of how early it is in the season. There's no player movement. There's no standings really to report on, and there's no playoff series
Yeah,
that are happening. So,
yeah, that's a fair point. All I know is the
for
Pirates
sure.
are just probably going to suck really bad, and nothing really new. um,
Well,
so
yeah, we kind of knew that coming into it. Now, one thing I will point out that I did hear on the radio while I was driving home the other day, I guess the first pitch of the year got hit for a home run
oh,
in the very first game. Yeah.
really? That's funny.
It was the Cubs. I can't remember who they were playing, but the Cubs were at bat, and the very first pitch just knocked it right out of the park. And I was like, oh, that's a hell of a way to start the season, isn't it?
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I guess they're off and
But
running.
yeah, we'll keep it on the radar as it starts to get into it. Next week, week after, we'll start to cover some stuff in the MLB. But this week, I really didn't get too much into it, just
Well,
because.
it's there are 162 games, so I mean we have time to
For sure,
the
for sure.
a lot of things need to happen, so
Yeah,
um
I hear you.
but all right, man. Well, we'll wrap it up then. As always, thanks for all the information. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe and share and comment and a thumbs up and thumbs down, whatever you want. And also make sure you keep an eye out for our usual weekly podcast about video games called the Console Space Podcast. And yeah, I guess that's about it. And we'll do it again next week, man.
Sounds good, Sean.
Later.